Hi everyone, my name is Gabby and I work at the Meridian Library District. I'm so excited to be here today, sharing with you some of the books that I've been reading. The first book I want to share with you all is The One and Only Bob by Katherine Applegate. Yes, it is the long-awaited sequel to the Newbery Award-winning title, The One and Only Ivan. In The One and Only Ivan, we had been introduced to a lovable silverback gorilla, an elephant, and a dog. These were just some of the characters that had been held in captivity for many, many years until they went to a refuge sanctuary. Well, now it's Bob's turn to tell the tale. He's our protagonist, or the main character. Bob has a chip on his shoulder, and it's not too hard to understand why. He was abandoned as a puppy, being thrown out of a truck onto the side of the highway. He fought his way to the mall where Ivan and Ruby were. He had to struggle to find food. It wasn't an easy life. Sure, he's been adopted by the little girl, Julia, and her family. They take care of Ivan at the refuge sanctuary, but still, the only people Bob trusts are Ivan and Ruby. Until one day, that changes. Because a tornado, and a hurricane happen. It might not seem like much, but think about it. Animals can't get up and leave when these natural disasters happen. What's to become of them? Well, I'm not going to tell you. I will tell you that you get to meet a whole bunch of new characters, including a wolf, a pesky squirrel, and a poofy poodle who absolutely has a crush on Bob. The One and Only Bob is a story of courage. Courage takes many forms. It takes the courage to open up your heart, as Bob might have to do with the little girl Julia. It takes courage to save someone from disaster. Spoiler alert, someone has to save someone from a flood. Yes, that really does happen. And it also takes courage to form an unlikely friendship. There are so many things that I loved about this book. Most importantly, it was just going back and revisiting characters that I knew so well. I think you guys are really, really, really going to enjoy this one. Another book that I think you guys will enjoy is called Echo Mountain by Lauren Wolk. Lauren Wolk is a Newbery Award honor author who wrote Wolf Hollow and Beyond the Bright Sea. This one is her third book, and it might be one of my favorites. It's hard to tell. Don't quote me yet. It is an historical fiction novel that takes place after the Great Depression. So picture the scene. It's 1930s. You've lost all of your belongings. You hardly have any money. You can't stay in the town where you lived because you don't have any money. So you move to Echo Mountain. That is the case for Ellie. Ellie has moved with her father, her mother, her older sister Esther, and her younger brother Samuel. However, this family has a problem. The father is in a deep sleep, or as the doctor says, in a coma. And what's worse, Ellie blames herself for her father's accident. I'm not going to tell you if it was her fault or not. You're going to have to read the book for yourself. But Ellie tries a whole bunch of different ways to heal her dad. Now, normally when we're sick, we're just take medicine. Ellie tries a whole bunch of interesting things. Normally people sit with her father. So she decides to put a snake in the room because then they'll scream and maybe the scream will wake her dad up. Ellie thinks about putting bees on her father's face because the stinger will make him cry out in pain. Or she thinks about putting honey on a wound because that might help. Again, it sounds very unconventional or different, but might it work? After all, she's heard the stories of the hag who lives on Echo Mountain, the hag who has all of these powers and abilities to heal. People say she's a witch, but is she though? Well, when her path crosses with Ellie, Ellie discovers a whole new world. It's the other side of the mountain, sure, but she discovers that she knew this hag once before, and she sees an unlikely friendship in the hag, whose name is Kate, and in Larkin, Kate's grandson. For fans of historical fiction, you're going to love this book. Fans of realistic fiction, you're going to like this book. But this book is very much an adventure book. There's all the sorts of adventures like fishing and going hunting for bees and almost cutting wounds open with knives. And oh my goodness, the list goes on and on. It's all about being different and being okay being different. It's really a beautiful story, full of resilience, of continuing to try, even when things get hard. It's a story of friendship. It's of determination. After all, Ellie is determined to make her father wake up. And it's the story of compassion. Having compassion on those who are different than you, and also having compassion on yourself. Because Ellie thinks she made a mistake. But does that mean she always needs to live her life defined by it? There's animals in this story. There's no romance, so don't worry on that score. Again, I think this book is perfect for boys and girls alike. The last book that I want to share with you is called Mañanaland by Pam Muñoz Ryan. And yes, she is also an author you might recognize. She wrote Esperanza Rising and the Newbery Award-winning book Echo, which is another one of my personal favorites. Mañanaland is the story of Max. Max grew up with stories. They were all sorts of stories. Stories about his father's legendary football career, stories about his mother who mysteriously disappeared and he has no idea why, and stories about these mythical gatekeepers who took travelers fleeing one place to another. Max, though, discovers one day that these stories are actually true. Everything that Max believed about his life was wrong because these mythical characters, these gatekeepers, were actually real. And to top it off, his father and his grandfather were these mythical gatekeepers. Well, what is Max to do? Enter Isadora. Isadora is a little girl who's fleeing one place and is longing to go to Mañanaland, Tomorrowland. She wants a better tomorrow. Well, Max decides he can take her there. So along with a dog, a cat, and a map that up until just recently he had thought it was drawings, Max and Isadora go on an adventure through rivers and valleys, waterfalls, fallen castles, and hidden caves. Be prepared for the story of a lifetime. Mañanaland means so much more than just finding a new land. It's learning to embrace your tomorrows, to not always live in the past. It's the story of struggle, it's a story of hope, and it's a story of compassion on people who are different than you. Truly, it's a great story. I loved it, and I hope you will too. Mañanaland, The One and Only Bob, and Echo Mountain can all be found on our digital platforms, Overdrive and Libby. Find those at www.mld.org. I look forward to hearing what you have been reading. Please share with me in the comments below or tag us at Meridian Library. I can't wait to see you next time and share more of what I've been reading. Have a great day, you guys. Bye.